Hey everyone, we are Team 120. Our team members are Jingxuan Duan, Zhirong, and Mo Zhang. Our topic is cloud computing. Before we start, I would like to give you a brief summary of the presentation. First, we will introduce what cloud computing is, how cloud computing works, and type of cloud computing service models. Then we will talk about web applications and cloud applications. The final topic is the risk of the cloud computing. What is cloud computing? The Information Technology Laboratory at the National Institute of Standards and Technology defines cloud computing as a model for enabling convenient on-demand network access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources that can be rapidly provisioned and released with minimal management effort or service provider interaction. To put it simple, cloud computing is the delivery of computing service, such as servers, storage, database, and networking over the Internet. Companies offering this computing service are called cloud providers and typically charge for the service based on usage. It's similar to how you are billed for water or electricity at home. So, how cloud computing works? The key of cloud computing is the cloud. It means a massive network of servers or even individual PCs interconnected in a grid. These computers run in parallel, combine the resources of each to generate supercomputing like power. As shown in the figure, users connect to the cloud from their own personal computers or portable devices over the Internet. To these users, the cloud is seen as a single application, device, or document. The hardware in the cloud and the operating system that manages the hardware connection is invisible. Cloud computing work all starts with the front-end interface seen by users. This is how users select a text or service, either starting an application or opening a document. The user's request then gets passed to the system management, which finds the correct resource and then calls the system's appropriate provision service. This service carves out the necessary resource in the cloud, launches the appropriate web application, and either creates or opens the requested document. After the application is launched, the system's monitoring and metering function check the usage of cloud so that resources are apportioned and attributed to the proper users. One of the important characteristics of cloud computing is its ability to deliver information technology capability or resource as a service. Most cloud computing services fall into three broad categories: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. For the infrastructure as a service, it helps users avoid the expenses and complexity of buying and managing their own physical service and other data center infrastructure. Each resource is offered as a separate service component, and users only need to rent a particular one for as long as they need it. Another category of cloud computing is platform as a service. It refers to cloud computing services that supply an on-demand environment for developing, testing, delivering, and managing software applications. It's designed to make it easier for developers to quickly create web or mobile apps without worrying about setting up or managing the underlying infrastructure of service, storage, network, and databases needs for development. The last one is software as a service is a method for delivering software applications over the Internet. on demand, and typically on a subscription basis. With SaaS, cloud providers host and manage the software application and underlying infrastructure and handle any maintenance like software upgrades and security patching. Users connect to the application over the internet, usually with a web browser on their phone, tablet, or PC.
Nowadays, there is a shift from displaying information using local installed programs towards displaying information on browser. Cloud applications are developed and hosted by the software as a service providers, accessed by the user computers over the internet. The users do not care where the software is hosted, what kind of operating system it uses, or whether it is written in PHP, Java, or .NET. And also, there is no need to install a single piece of software anywhere. The software as a service providers own the software and run it on computers in their data centers. Meanwhile, there are several characteristics of cloud applications. The application is used through a web browser. It's not tailor-made for each customer, and it doesn't include software that needs to be installed at the customer's location. What's more, the application does not require special integration and installation work. Cloud computing allows components and the users to pay and use the software and the storage that they need. This type of software development is referred to as software as a service. The components in the cloud computing paradigm are dealt as service and are in the cloud infrastructure resource and treated as storage. Computing power can take the advantage of already existing technologies. In the software source resource include application servers, IDE, database service. The business process resource can also be defined as a set of common business utilities which are given as service to the clients. Examples are ERP software like SAP and Oracle providing some standard business workflows in the cloud. Some of the major companies that provide cloud service include computing Google, IBM, Amazon, Microsoft. In fact, cloud computing has already been used in and changed out our daily life. For me, web-based email service such as Google's Gmail and Microsoft's Hotmail is really helpful as this service places my email inbox in the cloud so that I can access it from any computer or phone connected to the internet. The joy of using web-based email is that it doesn't matter what PC I use. My messages are always where they should be and they are always in sync. It's easy to check your home email from work or from anywhere you happen to be, in a coffee house, at a hotel, or even in an airport terminal. Working with an airline presentation application is no different from working with any other web-based application. With a web-based application, I could work with my team member from anywhere, anytime. Each member can work on its part of the master file simultaneously, even if it's not in the same physical location or time zone. Cloud computing also works well for corporations. That effort is made easier with the use of the web-based project management application. Project members can log in from any location to access the project's master file. They can add or delete tasks, mark tasks as complete, enter detailed billing information for the individual tasks, and so forth. Expect the advantages of the cloud computing. Some issues cannot be ignored when using cloud computing. First, unauthorized access to customer and business data. Once you outsource a service to a third-party server, you now have to worry about your staff and the vendor staff. More people have access to the data and systems that support the service, which means you have to extend trust to people you have never met. And hackers are not the only ones who might target a cloud service provider. Cloud computing risks are also presented by instant threats. Second, security risks at the vendor. Many small businesses know almost nothing about the people and technology behind the cloud service they use. When a cloud service vendor supplies a critical service for your business and stores critical data, you may place the life of your business in the vendor's hand. Third, compliance and legal risks. If the company does not have equally legal protections, then it may be liable when there is a data breach at a cloud service that exposed the company's data. Fourth, risks related to lack of control. When you use a cloud service provider, the vendor is in control. You have no guarantee that the features you use today will be provided for the same price tomorrow. The vendor can double its price, and if your claims are depending on the service, then you might be forced to pay. The final one is availability risks. If your internet access goes down, then it will take your vendor's cloud service with it. If you need the cloud service to process customer payment or access important data, too bad, you have to wait until the internet is back up. Another cloud risk is that the vendor can go down as well. Anything from bad weather, DDoS attack, or system failure can knock the service unresponsive. And this is our work set. Thank you.